Hi everyone. I just came in from taking a hike. That's why my face is all red. But happy 4th of July. Today is the 4th of July, 2025, in case you're watching this video at some point in the future. And I was thinking, what would be the best way to spend the 4th of July? You know, the celebration of America's founding. And it occurred to me, well, maybe you could spend it reading the next great American novel. Part 1 of the Wintrov Angel is out. I talked about that in my past video. I finally got my author copy, and this looks essentially the same as a paperback copy that anybody else would get. And I'm really happy with how it turned out. Let me see if I can turn my camera around here real quick. So we've got the book. Please don't mind my filthy laptop screen there. But we got the book. One thing that was kind of unexpected, and I talked about this on my Instagram page, if you follow my Instagram page, is that the font shrunk for some reason. And so it's still readable. It's still pretty easy to follow along, but we got these big blank white spaces on the top and the bottom of the page. So that was interesting. And I'm going to try to make sure when part 2 comes out that doesn't happen. But like I said, still readable, unless you have very, very bad eyesight. But yeah, it is the 4th of July. If you're looking for some light reading, it's only 4 chapters, about 90 pages or so. Don't forget to pick up a copy of the Wintrov Angel. Obviously, I've been kind of facetious calling this the next great American novel, right? My introductory video where I was explaining what was happening, I called it that too. It'd be nice, right? But I'm not going to seriously make any claim as bold as that. But the other night, I was watching Gone with the Wind. Okay, and I've never read the novel Gone with the Wind by Margaret Mitchell, I think her name is. But that's one book that is a lot of the times considered the great American novel. And it struck me as I was watching it that there are some parallels between Gone with the Wind and the Wintrov Angel. Not so much similarities, because Lorelei Merriwell is a very different character than Scarlett O'Hara from Gone with the Wind. But they do both find themselves to be in similar situations throughout the course of their stories. And they respond to those situations very differently. This occurred to me when I was watching the movie, and there was a scene where Scarlett was helping wounded soldiers who were fighting in the Civil War. If you don't know what Gone with the Wind is about, it's sort of the Civil War from the Southern perspective. And there was one scene where they needed her help because they were amputating a limb, I think it was a leg, of one of the Confederate soldiers. And she ran away, right? She was kind of disgusted by it, grossed out, and she just took off and said she didn't want to help anymore. And when I saw that scene, I thought of the scene in chapter 2 of the Wintrov Angel, where Lorelei is helping wounded soldiers, wounded militiamen who've come back. Oh, hey. Yeah, so my cat has just leapt up onto the computer here. Hey, look, say hi. Say hi. You interfered, and so now you must be part of the video. Okay. Anyway, Lorelei's helping some of the militiamen that came back from fighting off the Sadrian marauders, and she actually does stay and help this one soldier whose arm needs to be amputated. I need to get his get his butt out of the frame. So that was an interesting comparison, and there are a couple other parallels that I saw as I was watching the movie. I might do a future video on it once more chapters of the Wintrov Angel have come out. It'd be interesting to do kind of like a comparative study between Wintrov Angel and Gone with the Wind. But yeah, that's all I really wanted to say. Oh, and one more thing. I am planning to do a live stream on my channel where people can come in and discuss part 1 with me, use the chat, give commentary, critiques, suggestions, thoughts. It doesn't even really have to be about the book itself. We can use it as an opportunity to talk about writing in general, literature. I'll probably go for about an hour, and if nobody comes to the live stream, I'll just talk for an hour, and that video will be up too. But I wanted to wait for a minute to give people time to read the book, to get through 4 chapters. People read at different paces. But it's been about a month now since the book's been out. So what I'm thinking of doing is, man, my cat is just really getting on my nerves. Okay, so what I'm thinking about doing is next Thursday, and that would be, let me check my calendar real quick here. Sorry, bud, you need to get off the, there we go. I just pushed him off my computer. He's okay, he'll deal with it. Next Thursday would be the 10th. I was wanting to go with a day, not a weekend, because people are busy on the weekends. I was trying to pick an evening where you'd be able to join, you wouldn't be too busy. So I'm thinking Thursday the 10th at about 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. So if that works for you, I'll make another announcement a little bit closer to that day as well. But we'll do our live stream then. And then we'll, like I said, spend about an hour or so talking about part 1, talking about writing, or just anything else that you want to discuss, really. All right, everybody. So happy 4th of July. I will see you all in the next video. Thank you very much.